Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be solving additional mathematics, paper 11 from May-June 2023. Okay, so this is the formula booklet. And we have to write this in the form of this. So this is essentially completing the square. So first, let's take 5 common. And then we'll only take 5 common in these two terms because this is anyway a constant, which will be a part of C. So this is going to be minus 14 by 5x, and let's leave 8 alone. And now you know that a plus b whole squared is basically a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. So let's, okay, so we know that 2ab is essentially this. So we can rewrite this as, so I'll just, write it here. So minus 14 by 5x equals, we don't know what our term b is, right? So we can write 2 into x into b. And to find b, we just cancel x and then we divide. So it's going to be minus 7 by 5. So this implies 5 into x minus 2 into, no, actually let's write plus, minus 7 by 5x plus, so it's b squared, right? So we have to add the term b squared and then subtract the term b squared. So let's do that. So let's add minus 7 by 5 squared and then let's subtract that. And then this is the big brackets. Some students often go wrong. They just put this term outside the bracket and they forget to multiply by 5. Please do not do that. Write big brackets so you won't get confused. And now this is in the form of this. And so we can rewrite this as 5 into x minus 7 by 5 whole squared. And then this is going to be minus 7 squared is 49 divided by 5, because 25 into 5, so 1 by 25 into 5 is just going to be 1 by 5. So you can just directly write that. And now let's find that. 8 minus 49 by 5 is minus 9 by 5. This is the answer for the first question. And hence we have to write down the stationary points. So like the coordinates of the stationary points. You know that this is in the vertex form, right? And so this part, so this is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. Because when you substitute x equals this value, that means this becomes 0 and this is the minimum point. So we know that the graph will look something like this, right? Because a is a positive value, meaning it's an upward opening parabola, meaning this is a minimum point. So we get this point when this term is 0, because if this was plus, if we kept adding to that, that means this value that we get is gonna keep decreasing. So it will start going up, like the numerical value. So we reach a minimum point when this is 0. So that happens when x is 7 by 5 and corresponding value of this is minus 9 by 5. And so this is how you logically reason it out. Alright, so we have to sketch the graph of y equals the modulus of this. So my advice for you guys is to first completely write the graph, meaning without the modulus symbol, and then use your eraser to erase any of the lines that are let's say the graph is this. Then use the eraser to just erase these parts and then draw over it like this. That's so much easier than doing the other way around. So first we have to find the x-intercepts. You can do this by using your calculator. So just go to the polynomial solver and then plug in this. And so one value is 2, the other value is 4 by 5. So we can, roughly draw this. So let's say this is 2, and so half would be here. So this is 4 by 5. Sorry, the other side. So this would be roughly 4 by 5. And so we have to also find the y-intercept. You can do that by putting x as 0. So this is 8. So 8. And now you just draw a graph through this. It's not proper, but it's fine. As long as you understand that this is 2, this is 8, this is 4 by 5. So what you can do is you can write 4 by 5, comma 0, 2, comma 0, and then you can write 0, comma 8. And now since we have to draw the modulus thing, we have to, first you can like write it like this, make sure that they are symmetrical, and once you're satisfied, just remove this bit. And now we're done with the graph. It's supposed to look something like this. And then this point, you're not supposed to go this much, but if you write down the coordinates, that's fine. So this is 7 by 5. And then this is plus 9 by 5 because we've like flipped it upside down. So it's going to be plus. And we have to write down the range for which the equation has 4 distinct roots. As you can see, it has 4 distinct roots at these points. Here, 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 here. So it's between 0 and the maximum value. And so you can write 0 is less than k is less than 9 by 5. And so that's the answer. We have a polynomial and we have to show that a equals 2. This basically means the second differential. So let's find p of x. That's 3ax squared plus 14x plus b. And then the second derivative is 6ax plus 14. And we know that this is 32 and p dash dash of 1 divided by 2 is 6a into half plus 14 equals 32. This implies that 3a is, let's use a calculator to find this. That's 18. And then when you divide by 3, you get 6. And now it has a factor of 3x minus 4. And it has a remainder of 7 when it's divided by this. Alright, so if you have watched one of my videos, then you'll know that if we have a factor, that means p of x equals 4 by 3 is essentially 0. So like when you plug this into p of x, you get 0 because it's a remainder. And this is basically factor remainder theorem. If you're unsure about what they are, just go to my videos and check it out. So we know that p of 4 divided by 3 is 0. So write this down, it's very important. And then we know what a is, right? So you can just sub that in. So let's write a into 4 divided by 3 whole cubed plus 7 into 4 divided by 3 whole square plus b into 4 by 3 plus c equals 0. Let's try to simplify this. So just plug these values into the calculator. You get 128 by 9 plus 7 into 4 divided by 3 whole squared. So this whole thing would be 80 by 3 plus 4b by 3 plus c equals 0. And now when it's divided by this, we get a remainder of 7. So x is minus 1. So let's put b of minus 1 equals 7. So that's minus a plus 7 minus b plus c equals 7. We know a is 6. So this is just going to be 1. And then let's bring 7 here equals 0. So that's minus 6 minus b plus c equals 0. Let's write this in terms of c. So that's b plus 6. And now let's plug this back into the first equation. That's 98 by 3 plus 7 divided by 3b. So b is essentially minus 14. Because when you transpose this side, you get negative 98 by 3. You can cancel the 3. So 98 by minus 7 is minus 14. So b is minus 14. And then c is basically minus 14 plus 6. And that's minus 8. And so you can write therefore c is minus 14. And b, no sorry, this is minus 8. And b is negative 14. Let's move on to the next question. We have to write p of x in terms of this. Alright, so this is just basically long division. And now we have like all the values of a, b, and c, right? And so we'll just plug that into the thing. So we have a is 6. What I'm doing right now is writing p of x in numericals. And now let's just divide this. So you know you have to multiply this by 2x squared to get 6x cubed. So this is 6x cubed. And then minus 4 into this is minus 8x squared. Now let's subtract this. This is 0. 7 plus 8, 15x squared. And then we have to multiply this by 5x. So 15x squared minus 20x. And then when we subtract this, it's 6x minus 8. And now we can multiply this by 2. And we get a remainder of 0. And so this is essentially q of x. So we can write therefore p of x equals 3x minus 4 into 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. And so that's the answer. And now we have to write p of x as a product of linear factors with integer coefficients. So first we have to simplify this. We can use a technique called as the splitting the middle term. I'm pretty sure it's called that. So first we find the product of these two, that's 4. And then we try to find, so if we multiply 4 into 1, we get this, but if we add that, we get the middle term, which is basically b. And so that's how you're supposed to do this. So it's 2x squared plus 4x plus 1. X plus 2. Yeah. So that's how you factorize it. So these two are essentially the same, and now let's try to take common. That's 2x into x plus 2, that's plus 1 into x plus 2, and then you have 3x minus 4 into x plus 2, and then 2x plus 1. So that's how you simplify it. Alright, let's go to the next question, to the third one. So the points A and B have coordinates 2, 5 and 10, minus 15. And then the point P lies on the perpendicular bisector of line AB. The y-coordinate of P is minus 9. We have to find the x-coordinate of P. Alright, so the point P lies on the perpendicular bisector of this. So first we have to find the line of the perpendicular bisector. So if you guys don't know what a perpendicular bisector is, it basically, okay, let's say this is A and B, meaning this line is the perpendicular bisector because it splits the line into two and then it forms in 90 degrees with like the line. And so this is what a perpendicular bisector is. And so first we have to find the midpoint of A and B. And that's, you basically add the x coordinates and divide by 2. And then you add the y coordinates and divide by 2. That's 12 divided by 2, so that's 6. And then this is minus 10 by 2, that's minus 5. So that's the midpoint. And now we have to find the gradient of AB. You do this by taking y1 minus y2 divided by x1 minus x2. And so that's 5 minus 15, 2 minus 10, that's 20, divided by minus 8. So we get minus 5 by 2. So you know that perpendicular lines have a gradient which is the negative reciprocal of this line. And so the gradient of okay, so I can't write, okay, I'll just write the whole thing. So perpendicular bisector is basically the negative reciprocal. So that's 2 divided by 5. And now we have to find the line. So line, okay, for now I'm just gonna use PB as in like the short form. I was gonna write that here, but there's already a coordinate B, so like, you know, maybe don't do that in the exam. But for now, this means perpendicular bisector, okay? So it's very long to write, so I'm just gonna write just line of PB. And so we know that it's y minus y1 equals m into x minus x1. And now let's just plug in the values. So y minus 5, then m is 2 by 5, so x minus 6. And we get y plus 5 equals 2 divided by 5x minus 12 by 5. Y equals 2 by 5. And then let's find this. That's minus 37 by 5. We know that the y coordinate is minus 9. So we have to put that in to get minus 9 equals 2 by 5 into x minus 37 by 5. So let's do this. Minus 9 plus this. We get minus 8 by 5 equals 2 divided by 5x. We can cancel out the 5's and then divide by 2, and that's minus 4. So the x coordinate of P is minus 4. And now we have to find the point R. So the point R is the reflection of P in the line AB. So we have to find the coordinates of R. This basically means, okay, so first let me draw an accurate version of this. So AB will be somewhere here, and then this would be somewhere here. So that's the line of AB, and then the midpoint is 6 comma minus 5, so it's somewhere here. And now it's the reflection in the line AB, so this is the line of reflection. And where does P lie? It lies somewhere, wait, where does it lie? X equals minus 4, sorry, it lies somewhere here. So this distance is going to be the same as the distance here. So we find, so basically what we're trying to do right now is we find this x distance, the change in x I mean, and then we multiply it by 2, because let's say if this is the reflection, meaning it also has the same triangle. So do you see the step here, like this step? So that's essentially what we're trying to find. So we multiply this change into 2, and then we add the x coordinate we have here to get the x coordinate here. So let's do that. So this is the midpoint. So midpoint is 6 comma minus 5, and then point P is minus 4 comma minus 9. And now we find the change in x. The change in x is 6 minus minus 4, that's 10. And then we multiply it by 2, so 2 into change in x is 20, and then we add the point of P, so that's minus 4, basically plus minus 4, which becomes minus 4, and that's 16. So sorry, wrong step. Okay, and then x coordinate of R is essentially 20 minus 4, and that's 16. And now let's do the same with y. So change in y is how much is that? Plus 4. And then 2 into change in y is plus 8. And then we add the coordinate of P, the y coordinate of P, to get minus 1. So therefore R is 16 minus 1. So that's the answer. Okay, so we have a mechanics question. So the diagram shows the velocity time graph for a particle traveling in a straight line with velocity v, and at t the velocity of the particle is v meter per second, and the particle travels 800 meters in 45 seconds. So we have to find the value of v. So in this question, what you're supposed to do is find the area under the graph and then equate that to 800, because when we multiply velocity into time, we get distance. So now let's break this down. We have 10 into 10 divided by 2 plus 10 into 20 minus 10 plus, let's see how we can break this. So first let's break it here and here. So this is 10 into 30 minus 20, and then this triangle would be half v minus 10 into 10, because this distance is 10, this is v minus 10, plus this is a triangle, so that's half v into 15, and that's all 800. So let's try to simplify this. This is 250. And then let's transpose this to this side. So 5 plus 15 divided by 2 is 25 by 2b, and this is 600. So 600 divided by answer is 48. So I hope you understood. What we basically did was we found the area under the graph and then we equated that to 800, and then we just did simple algebra to find the answer. And then we have to find the acceleration of the particle at t equals 35. All right. So you know that acceleration is basically change in velocity by change in time. So at 35, it's somewhere here, right? So the gradient will give you the acceleration. So the gradient is going to be constant everywhere. So we just find this gradient. So acceleration is basically gradient, and gradient is basically 0 minus v divided by 45 minus 30, and then that's minus 48 divided by 15. And that's minus 16 by 5. So that's the acceleration. It's important that it's a minus because that means it's decelerating. And if they said find the deceleration, you just put plus, don't put minus. So in this question, it's for asking for acceleration, so you write minus. If it's at deceleration, you were supposed to write only 16 by 5 meters per second squared. Okay, in this one, do not use a calculator. All right. So in triangle ABC, AB is this. So first, before even approaching the question, draw a diagram. So we know that it's going to be something like this. This is B, this is A, this is C. And then AB is 5 root 3 minus 6 by, 5 root 3 minus 6. Then BC is 5 root 3 plus 6. And then we have to find AC. Okay. So in this one, we just use the cosine rule. So let's scroll up and see what it is. It's this. Cosine rule. A squared plus B squared, A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. So essentially, AC squared is 5 root 3 minus 6 whole square plus 5 root 3 plus 6 whole squared minus 5 root 3 plus 6, and then 5 root 3 plus 6 into cos 120. So first, let's try to simplify this. So we're not supposed to use a calculator, so we'll just, simplify it just using paper. And then this squared is going to be into 3 minus 2 into this. So that's 30. So it's going to be 60 root 3. And then 6 squared is just 36. This is also going to be 25 into 3. But it's going to be plus 60 root 3 and then plus 36. So you can see you can cancel these. And then this is, what did I write? It's minus. It's 25 into 3 minus 36. And then cosine of 120 is 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2. Okay. So in this one, I just used A squared minus B squared. And now we have 75 into 2 plus 36, and then into 4 because, well, this plus, wait, it's not gonna be that because there's a minus 1 by 2, so just be very careful. So this goes away, and then we have plus 75 minus 36, so this gets cancelled, and then this is 150 plus 75 plus 36. Okay, so what is this? 225 plus 36, and then 261. Okay, and that's the squared, and now we have to square root AC. So we got to simplify this, and then we have to give it in terms of this, so we can't just leave it. And then let's see, what can we do? We can't use a calculator, so do we know the multiples of this? So I think it's a multiple of 3, so let's divide this. Wait, doesn't make sense. So we know this will be how much? That's 70, and then we have 51 left, and then we can take 30, so that means that's 10, and then we have 21, that means we have 7, so that's 87. Yeah, so I mean, this is how I do like mental math. I just try to do it in my head, but if not, just like try to do it on the paper itself, like I did right now. And then this is basically 261, and this is basically 3 into 29. So that's 3 into 29. As you can see, we have 3 squared. So this is basically 3 into 29. And then 3 squared into square root of 29 equals 3 root 29. So that's the answer of AC. Okay, I don't think we can use the calculator in this question either. So in triangle PQR, PQ is this, and then angle PR is this. Given that the area of the triangle is so, find QR. Okay. Do we know whether it's... Wait. Okay, I guess we can use half BC sine A for this. So area equals half BC sine A. And now area is 2 plus 5 root 5 by 4. And then half into B is gonna be 3 plus 2 root 5 into QR into sine 30. And now we just try to simplify it, I guess. Alright, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. So we divide both. Okay, so what I did was basically I cancelled out the 2, and then sine 30 is basically half. So everything gets cancelled out except this term, and this term. And then when you divide both sides by 3 plus 2 root 5, we get QR. And now we got to rationalize the denominator. And then we do that by writing its conjugate. So this is basically 1. because when you multiply by something and divide by the same thing, you get 1. So we can do this. And then you just multiply it. So 6 minus 4 root 5 plus 15 root 5 minus, that's 10 into 5. And now we'll just use a squared minus b squared. So that's 9 minus 4 into 5. That's 20. And then we have 6 minus 50 plus 11 root 5 divided by, that's going to be negative 11. What's 6 minus 50? 6 minus 50 is minus 44. And then plus 11 root 5 divided by minus 11. Okay, so we can simplify this because this is basically 4 and that's minus 1 root 5. And then that's 4 minus root 5. So in these questions, you just have to be like really cautious of what you're doing, because one wrong step and then the whole answer could go wrong. And since you don't have a calculator, you can't even cross-verify the answers. So yeah, this is fine. And then we have trigonometry. We have to show that this is equivalent to this. First, we'll write down the expression. My best advice for you in these type of questions is simplify and write in simple terms as much as possible. So basically what I mean is, you know that tan is basically sine by cos and cot is basically cos by sine. And so just write everything down initially. So you write cos theta by sine theta plus sine theta by cos theta. And then secant theta is basically 1 by cos theta. That's all you need to do. Like after this, you just simplify. If you don't get this step right, it's gonna be pretty hard to, get the final answer. So it's gonna be cos squared theta plus sine squared theta divided by sine theta into cos theta divided by 1 by cos theta. We know that this is essentially 1 because in the formula booklet, I think it's there. If not, it's pretty simple to remember. Yeah, so as you can see, it's 1. So you can just write this as 1. So that's 1 divided by sine theta into, so you take it up. So that's cos theta. So this goes up when you take like the reciprocal of it. And as you can see, these cancel out. And so we're left with 1 by sine theta. And we know that 1 by sine theta is basically cosecant theta. And so with that, we're done. Okay, so we have to solve this equation. We know that this is essentially cosecant theta. So we can rewrite this as cosecant theta by 3 whole squared equals 2. Before moving forward, just rewrite this in terms of theta by 3. I don't know, I genuinely don't know what this symbol is, so I'm just gonna call it theta. So minus 540 divided by 3. So the range that you're supposed to get is this. And so like when you're trying to find this, like don't get confused. It's just supposed to be between minus 180 and plus 180. Alright, so we can rewrite this as sine, right? So that's sine theta by 3 whole squared equals 1 divided by 2. We just took the inverse of that. And now sine theta by 3 is plus or minus square root of 1 by 2. So we know that sine theta by 3 is plus root 1 by 2. So put your calculator in the degrees mode and then work this out. So sine inverse of 1 divided by root 2. So the first answer is 45 degrees. And we also know that all students trust Cambridge. So we got the first quadrant answer. We can also get the second quadrant answer by just doing 180 minus answer. So the second answer is basically 180 minus 45. So that's 135. And then you multiply it by 3, you get 405 degrees. So that's 1, this is 2. And then we also have sine theta by 3 equals negative root 1 divided by 2. So when you calculate that, you get minus 45 degrees. So theta is minus 135 degrees. But also theta is also theta by 3 is also minus 135. So that's the answer. This is 3 and this is 4. It uses the same principle as like the last one. So yeah. And now we move on to permutation combinations. So a team of 8 people is to be chosen from a group of 15 people. Find the number of different teams that can be chosen. So this is just simple. It's 15C8. And so that's 15 factorial divided by 8 factorial into 15 minus 8 factorial. So you can use your calculator to find this. And we get 6435. And find the number of teams that can be chosen if the group of 15 people contains a family of 4 who must be kept together. Okay, let's consider the family of 4 as one entity. Must be kept together. So we can we consider them as one entity. So let's say this is the family. And then there are 4 other people can be chosen. So this is case 1. So we have 5 and then we have 12. So we can do 11C4 to find the family, for the team to be chosen with the family. So that's 11C4, that's 330. And then case 2, we don't consider the family. So that will be without the family. And so you can just do 11C8. That's because we're not taking any of the members, meaning we have to select all 8 from the other remaining 11 people. So that's the thing we're using right now. So that's just going to be 165. So total is going to be 495. So in these type of questions, what you can do is, try to break it down into like, first we have to find with the family, and then next without the family, and so on. Try to like simplify it as much as possible. And then also, since it's with 3 marks, you can just write this is basically 11 factorial divided by 4 factorial into 11 minus 4 factorial, and so on. So yeah, it's given that n plus 9 into np10 equals this. So we have to find the value of n. So let's try to simplify this. So we know that np10 is basically n minus 10 factorial. And then let's do the same for this. Alright, so we can cancel this and this because they're essentially the same. And we can write this as n into n minus 1 factorial. We know that n factorial is basically n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 and so on, right? So we can rewrite this as n into n minus 1 factorial. So we did this because we see that a term over here contains this, and so we can simplify it to that. And then now let's cancel this, and we are left with n into n plus 9 equals n squared plus 243. We can cancel the n squared, so 243 divided by 9. So n is 27. That's the answer. Let's go to the 13th question. Sorry, 8th question, what am I saying? Anyways. So we have the curve. We have to show that dy by dx is so and so. In this one, we're going to use the quotient rule. So we have y equals 3x minus 4 to the power of 1 by 3, and then 2 plus 1. So first, specify what you're using. So using quotient rule, we have so first let's differentiate this. That's 1 by 3 minus 1 multiplied by 3 because of change rule. And then we multiply it by the bottom number, and then we do subtraction. The differentiation of this is just 2 divided by the square of the bottom. So the 3 and 3 get cancelled. We have 3x minus 4 into minus 2 by 3 into 2x plus 1 minus 2 into 3x minus 4 to the power of 1 by 3. So as you can see, we have to prove something. So instead of just randomly going however you want, see what's at the bottom. So you can like rewrite this, right? So take this common, and then we can put that at the bottom. So this is gonna be just 3x minus 4. Since we have taken this as common, that's what it's gonna be. And so since this is negative, if we take it down to the bottom, it becomes plus. Now let's simplify this. We get 9 minus 4x. Therefore, A is -4 and B is +9. Now we have to find the coordinates of the stationary points on the curve. For stationary points, dy by dx is 0. Therefore, 9 minus 4x divided by 2x plus 1 whole squared into 3x minus 4 to the power of 2 by 3 equals 0. So this cannot be 0, meaning 9 minus 4x equals 0. And so x is 9 by 4. And then we basically find the value of y. So plug this back into your calculator. And then for this one, we get, like if you plug this into your calculator, you get 0.25473084 so and so on. So therefore, we can write this as 2.25, 0.255. Okay, so the first three terms of an arithmetic progression are ln q, ln q to the power of 4, and then ln q to the power of 7. So we have to find the sum to n terms of this progression. Oh wait, the sum of the first n terms are this. So first let's find, so a is ln q, and then d is just going to be ln q to the power of 7 minus ln q to the power of 4. That's essentially ln q to the power of 3. And now we can find the sum. We know that the formula is sum equals n divided by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 d, I think. Yeah. And so we'll write this. So 4845 ln q is n divided by 2 into a is ln q, and then plus n minus 1 into ln q to the power of 3. Okay, so what we can do is first try to eliminate ln q. We can essentially do this by rewriting this as this. And then we'll take ln q as common. Then we can cancel this. And now let's cross multiply by 2. That's 9690. 3n squared minus n minus 9690 equals 0. And so you can plug this into your calculator. And when you plug this into your calculator, you get n equals 57 or minus 173 by 3. So you can cancel this because n cannot be negative, so write the explanation. And therefore n equals 57 only. And then the first three terms of a geometric progression are this. and we have to find the nth term of this progression. Okay. So a is basically p to the power of 3x, and r is just gonna be px divided by px to the power of 3x. So that's px, p to the power of x minus 3x. That's p to the power of minus 2x. So the nth term is basically a into r to the power of n minus 1. So a is basically 3 p to the power of 3x into r to the power of n minus 1. So I just multiplied them, and now we'll take x is common, so we have minus 2n plus 2. So that's this. Okay, just 2 more questions. Okay, so the first 3 terms of a geometric progression are this. So we have to find the set of values for which this progression has a sum to infinity. So when you see this, you automatically think of this. It has to be between, the common ratio has to be between minus 1 and 1. So first, let's find the value of r. And that's gonna be 4 by 3 multiplied by cos squared 3 theta. And so this was our initial statement, right? So it has to be between minus 1 and 1. But as you can see, the range is this. That's basically 60 degrees. And you know that cos is only going to be positive. And so like what we're essentially doing is 4 by 3 is just going to be less than minus 1. Less than 1 and greater than 0. So that's what we're doing. And so let's do this. So cos squared 3 theta is less than 1. And then cos squared 3 theta is less than 3 by 4. And now let's take the square root of that. And so we're going to have 2 solutions. Since we took the square root of that, we're supposed to include these. And now let's draw a graph to show this. This is pi by 2, this is pi, this is 3 pi by 2. And this is 2 pi. So 3 pi root 2 is going to be somewhere here. And so if it's in between that, we know that it's just going to be this region, right? This region. And we don't have to consider this region because that's out of limit, you know? So what we can do right now is find this value. So we can do cos inverse of 3 divided by root 2. Oh wait, when I was trying to put this into a calculator, I was getting the math error. My bad. This is not, it's root 3 by 2. sorry, my bad. So root 3 divided by 2 will give you, so it's in radians, right? Yeah. So we get theta is basically 1 by 6 pi. And the other value is gonna be this value. That's 5 pi by 6. And this is pi by 6. And therefore, 3 theta must lie between pi by 6 and it has to lie between 5 pi by 6. And so when you calculate this, you'll get pi by 18 is less than theta is less than 5 pi by 18. So that's the range. Okay, so it's given that y equals this, and then we have to find dy by dx. So in this one, we're just going to use the product rule. So dy by dx, so let's say if y equals f of x and a g of x, dy by dx is f dash of x, g of x plus f of x, g dash of x. So let's differentiate this one. We get 2 into 3x plus 1 into 3, and then this is just going to be ln 3x plus 1. And then f of x is 3x plus 1 whole squared into, this is going to be 3 divided by 3x plus 1. Because this is going to be, the differentiation of this is going to be the differentiation of the inner divided by the inner thing. So yeah, that's how you do it. And then we can take 3x as common, 3x plus 1, and then we get 6 ln 3x plus 1 plus so this is going to cancel out and we will be left with plus 3. We can also take 3 as common, and so we have 2 ln 3x plus 1 plus 1. So that's the dy by dx. Now let's look at the second part. So we have to find the integration of this. So let's expand this. So let's actually divide both sides by 1, divide by 3. So we have this. Okay, and now let's divide by half, because we're trying to get this in this form. So it's going to be 1 by 6 dy by dx equals 3x plus 1 into ln 3x plus 1 plus 3x plus 1 divided by 2. And now let's rearrange this. And now let's integrate. So essentially what we did was we expanded this and then we wrote this in terms of this. So this is just going to be 1 by 6. We know that the integration of dy by dx is basically y. And then the integration of this is essentially, so that's minus 3 divided by 2 into 1 divided by 2 into x squared. And then the integration of minus 1 by 2 is minus 1 by 2 into x. And then we add a plus c. So that's our answer. And with that, we finished the whole paper. I hope it was helpful. If it was, do subscribe.